Hey, it's me again. Hi. Um, yeah. This is the lore stuff for the next series, where I'll go over the lore and stuff, and I'll explain all of the lore bits. So, sit down or something, because I might be talking for longer than 2 minutes, which is a shocker, I know. Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah. So, for when and where this story takes place, it takes place in the Fallen universe in 2015. So, about 10 years before episode 1 of Link Alter. And since this is in the Fallen universe, there might be cameos from the Fallen version of the Link Alter main cast. But currently, at that time period, Fallen Axel wasn't dead, Fallen Percy wasn't a drug addict, Fallen Max and Fallen Maddie hadn't even met, and Fallen Marino was still hanging out with her mother in the Gulf of Mexico. So they really haven't met each other yet. So if they do make a cameo, it'll probably be something small. I don't know. I don't really know. You know? I know. But I don't know, so. Yeah. I know, and you don't know, because I don't know. So, we're not going to get into characters just yet, like the main cast, but I do want to talk a bit about who this show is about. It's really about, like, the aliens. You know, the guys in space. But they're not in space, they're on Earth, because, they're, doing stuff that I will get to shortly. I'm going to talk about that, like, right soon. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, why are the aliens on Earth and not on space? Or at least the aliens that are the main characters of this series. Well, that's because they're part of a special organization called the OWCPE, which is short for the Otherworldly Creatures Fighting for Protection of Earthlings. They're basically PETA, but instead of being humans that get angry when you eat animals, they're aliens who fight other aliens to make sure that those other aliens don't attack humans, because they like humans and they don't want them to get hurt, which is why they joined the organization. And so they're, fighting all these different alien species that want to rule the world or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's why our main characters are here on planet Earth now. Okay, now we're going to get into the characters, the main characters. And this is just an intro for, the main characters that we're about to get into. Because, one, I'm recording these in segments, mainly because it's going to be way easier to edit. And also because I'm going to show visuals when I edit. So there will be visuals. There's not visuals at the moment. It's just going to be a black screen for now. But there's going to be visuals so you can see what they look like. And I will note, only one of them, is a fallen version of a pre-existing character who has appeared in the story before. So, I do want to let you know that. But the other three are fallen versions of characters that have not appeared in the story, or like in Link Alter at all. They might, but as of now, they have not. And I will explain those like original universe characters while I'm explaining their main fallen version that are going to be the main characters of this series. So yeah. Okay, so first up, we got Fallen Z1, which is the fallen version of Z1, who was in Link Alter Episode 3. She was the one hanging out with Q5 while they were talking to H0 for like 10 seconds before she walked away because they got into an argument because Z1 doesn't like H0. Anyway, yeah, but in this universe, Z1 basically abandoned the army just completely to go join the OWCPE because, I don't know, she likes humans and she wanted to protect them because she cares about them. And before you ask, oh, well, what about following Q5? What's he like now that Z1 isn't with him? Yeah, in this universe, Z1 doesn't love Q5, and Q5 is a hopeless romantic because he's sad because Z1 was the love of his life. And now she doesn't care because she has her own aspirations. Yeah, she's the serious one in the group. And she wields a battle hammer. And it's a really heavy battle hammer. So, it's really heavy and it's like really strong. And also since she knows that the Lestridian army use a lot of like long-ranged weapons, so she has a feature on her hammer where it can like extend up to like 10 feet so that she can hit enemies from afar because she knows that she's not gonna do well with just her hammer close up. Yeah. Okay. Then, now, there's Fallen Molpe. So, Molpe is not my character. I got them from a friend. But, I do know that they are a Galvarian, which is the species that is located right next to the Lestridians. They're like Britain, but with aliens. Yeah, that's I don't know. I would explain more, but again, they're not my characters, so I don't have as much information as I would. But in this universe, Fallen Molpe is a psycho. He's like a crazy person, kind of like the original H0, and he's a cannibal. And that's why he's on Earth, because when he was on his home planet of Galvaria, he ate people, and the queen of Galvaria didn't like that, so she was like, hey, stop doing this or I'm gonna kill you. And then he was like, no. And then so she tried to execute him, but he can't feel pain, and she didn't know that. So he like faked his death and ran away to Earth. And the reason he's part of the OWCPE is because he wants to protect humans so that they'll have children that he can eat. He's only doing it because he needs his dinner. So yeah, he's the only one who doesn't care about humans at all. He's just there because he's hungry. Also, this is just a side note, but if you hear any rabid children screaming, that's because I have 2 little brothers that are screaming, playing Roblox downstairs. I'm upstairs, but they're downstairs. Anyway, since Fallen Molpe can't feel pain, his weapon is a jetpack, because he uses the jetpack to crash into his enemies. He goes like full speed and it creates a giant explosion. It's like, pew! And yeah, he likes it because he's crazy. He's a psychopath. He's the H0 of this universe, essentially. But yeah, that's Fallen Molpe. Okay, next is Fallen Ori. Ori is Zean / Derefian from the planet of the unknown Z / Derefis, because it had a name change recently. but a lot of people don't care because a lot of people don't like the name change, so they just still call it the Unknown Z, even though they changed the name because they didn't like that name, but now they don't like the new name, so they're still calling it the old name. Yeah, basically, he used to serve under the ruler of the Unknown Z, Xander. That's why there's a Z, because he's Xander, and he's like a narcissist, so he named it after himself, or the first letter of his name. And so, basically, Ori had this terrible job. He hated it. He hated every single second of it. So, and Xander didn't care. He's kind of just using Ori for profit. So, like, Ori set up this plan to escape the Unknown Z, because the Unknown Z is heavily guarded. It's like North Korea levels of heavily guarded. And so, yeah, he devised a plan to escape, and he failed the first time, he failed the second time, and he failed the third time. But the fourth time, he did make it. And he went to Earth because he wanted a job that made him happy, because that was the whole reason he left his planet in the first place, because he felt that his boss / his ruler didn't care, and he felt sad by that, so he left and went to Earth to find a better job. And since he's great at building weaponry, he found a job at the OWCPE, and he just builds weapons for everybody, but he also fights. And his weapon is a bazooka. It's a big bazooka. And it's a pretty cool bazooka, not gonna lie. And he just blasts all his enemies, and they rocket explode. Very cool. And yeah, he's the technical one. Yeah, that's Ori. Okay, now we're getting to the last one, which is Fallen Meloni. And she is Carusian, from the planet of Caruzio. Basically, back when she was on Caruzio, she was heavily feared by the community because people thought she was a scary ghost who killed kids, because she did. She is a child murderer. She is evil. And so, when she was caught one day by a swamp, they found her by a swamp, kind of just lying there. I don't know what she was doing. But, yeah, they banished her from Caruzio, and they sent her down to Earth, because they don't like Earth. They think it's smelly. So, they sent her down to a planet that they don't like, because they thought that she wouldn't like it. And so, and then she got a job at the OWCPE because, well, technically, she just wants to kill people. But she tells her friends, or her quote-unquote friends, that she's a pacifist, because her weapon of choice is a lyre, because she uses her music to, like, paralyze enemies so that the others can attack them. She's not really an attacker, she's more of a support. And so she tells people that she's a pacifist. But she's also got, has claws. They're, like, retractable, so, but, like, she can grow claws, and she can just slice people up. And, yeah, but she doesn't do that, at least in front of her friends, because, she wants them to think that she's cool. But she's kind of evil. But deep down, she cares about the others. She just doesn't really show it, or really want to show it, because, she doesn't want to think that I don't know. She doesn't want the others to think that she likes them, because she doesn't, but she does. But she doesn't. But yeah. Okay, so you might be asking, but Marshy / Nova, who are they fighting? Who's their main antagonist that they're going to be facing? Well, it turns out it's the Fallen Lestridian army. Now, do keep in mind, remember, the army is very small, because, like in the original universe, in the Fallen universe, J2 is very picky about who joins the army and who doesn't. Like, since there's only like 7 people in the Lestridian army, because she really wants the best people for her army, and a lot of people just don't make the cut for her. But yeah, now we're gonna go on a quick lightning round, because I'm not gonna go a full 2 minutes for each explaining every single Fallen Lestridian. I'm just gonna go over who it is, what they're like, and their weapon of choice. Okay, let's go. Woohoo. Okay, Fallen 4X. He's silly, he's goofy, I don't know, he stabbed himself in the eye a lot, and his weapon of choice is a bow. He uses a bow, because, I don't know, he likes bows. Fallen Arthur is the pessimistic one. He hates everybody, and everybody hates him. Well, actually, no, 4X likes him, but nobody else does. And his weapon of choice is a cloud, because he can control the weather, so he uses his cloud or clouds. He can make more of them to shoot lightning bolts or make it rain, like, I don't know, acid rain or something. Okay, Fallen Q5 is the hopeless romantic. He's sad, he's depressed because he misses Z1, and he's sad because he'll probably never see Z1 again unless he goes to fight down on Earth. And he just, I don't know, he's sad because he misses his love. And his weapon of choice is a battle axe, because Z1 uses a battle hammer. And they were like, I could write a whole goddamn essay about Fallen H0. But basically, Fallen H0 is a scientist who died, and now she dies a lot, but she can't die because she's been cursed by J2, or Fallen J2. And now she just can't die, and she hates it because she really wants to die, but she can't, and she dies a lot, which means it's a lot of pain, and she's sad. And I would go into more detail, but this is supposed to be a lightning round, and this is going on for way too long. So basically, her weapon of choice, she uses potions, okay? She uses potions. Fallen Z11 is, like, in a coma. The original Z11 just, like, does stuff with dreams, but in this one, he's in a coma, and, like, he can still control people's dreams, but his only form of communication is possessing people. Like, he'll go into their bodies and possess them so that he can, like, actually talk to people, but when he's not in anyone's bodies, he's just, like, a sleeping person thing. And, yeah, he doesn't have a weapon. He kind of just goes into people's brains and makes them hallucinate to the point where they, I don't know, go crazy or something. Basically, Fallen H6 is basically completely corrupted by whatever parasite he has. And, yeah, he's just emotionless. And his weapon of choice, he has acid spit and stuff. Okay, now we're getting into the territory of characters who are part of the Lestridian army, but have not made an appearance in Link Alter. Okay, go. Fallen U8 is a rock star. In the original universe, she's just a pop star. But in this universe, she's a rock star, and she's, typical, stereotypical rock star attitude, something you expect from the 2000s. Her weapon of choice, she swings her guitar around, like, wow, and I don't know, she hits people with it. Yeah, that's, I'm trying to hurry. It's supposed to be a lightning round. Jesus Christ. Okay. I know this is supposed to be a lightning round, But I do need to go in detail for just this one final character. Fallen C9. So in the original universe, C9 is the son of J2. He's the prince of Lestrite, I guess. And, yeah, he's part of the army because he wants to be like his mommy. And so, yeah, he's that. But in this universe, it's basically completely different. First of all, he's a girl. It's a woman in the Fallen universe, I guess. And secondly, instead of being your average generic protagonist, like in the original universe, in the Fallen universe, she's a computer virus who was made that way because J2 was experimenting, or she forced H0 to experiment on her, and then she was, turned into a computer virus, blah, blah, blah. And now she kind of just lives in people's technology. The only way she can have a physical form is through a hologram. And again, that hologram can only be displayed if she's inside someone's phone or computer or something. So yeah, like Z11, she doesn't have a weapon. She kind of just, messes with whatever technology the person is using. So say, they have a electronic say they have the Apple Vision Pro. She can just go in there and, fuck with your vision. Make you go blind. Okay, that's all of them. That's all of the Fallen Lestridians. We'll see them more in the show, because they will be in the first episode, yeah. But, yeah, that's all of them for now. And so, you may be wondering, but Marshy/Nova, what's the name of this brand new show? Well, guess what? I'm not telling you. I was gonna tell you, but I changed my mind. And let me tell you why. I just thought it would be funny if I did not explain why the show is called what it is. And I just don't know. I was just being a little silly goober. But it does have a number in it. And it does, and then the second part is a word that is 8 letters and starts with the letter D. And the first part is a 3-digit letter, and 2 of those letters are repeated. That's all the hints I'm giving you. I don't know, fucking go nuts. What do you think it's called? Leave your answers in the comments below. If you get it right, I'll send you a cookie. No, I won't, but you can just pretend that the cookie is there. But yeah, there is one more thing I want to go over about, and then this whole video will be over. Okay, so you may be asking, but Marshy/Nova, if this is such a big organization, why are there only these 4 people there? Well, that's because there's groups, and there's a set number of people for each group, because they don't want to have them fight together, because they don't want everyone to hate each other. I don't know. But yeah, they're all separated in the groups, and I would say which group our main characters are a part of. But that group number is the same number as the one that is in the name of the show. So I'm not going to say it. But you will find out when episode 1 releases. I don't know when. Probably in April. Maybe in March if I'm not lazy. But yeah. And I'm about to do an outro because I don't know, my lungs hurt. I've been going from segment to segment since, like, I don't know, like the 10th segment, I like to say. So, yeah, I need to stop talking because, I don't know, my lungs are starting to hurt. And that is it for the lore. Now, again, this isn't all of the lore. This is just the lore that is going to be explained now. And do note, it might get retconned. But that's kind of just how it is for most series. If it does get retconned, I apologize greatly. I might, if it does get retconned, I might just delete this video off my channel entirely. But I'm not going to do that unless you just heard me. But yeah, so I can't wait for you guys to come watch episode 1 of my next series releasing in sometime around March or April. Also, I'm sorry I didn't talk about any of this sooner, because I don't know if you guys knew this. You didn't, obviously, haha. But I came up with the idea for this series a week ago. And Cooking with H0 episode 1 was supposed to come out in January. And it's February, almost March. I'm really sorry. I would have said something sooner if I had known that I didn't want to make Cooking with H0 anymore. It's unfortunate because I kind of like the idea. But look, 4 series is too much for me. 3 is a good amount. 2 would be perfect. But right now, 3 is a good amount. Speaking of 3, I really, really, really want to make some more videos about West Coast Rising. So remember a few months ago when I said I was postponing it? Well, guess what? That postponement is gone, which means you can expect more West Coast Rising videos sometime in the future, whether they are episodes or not. So, hooray! Woohoo! I'm gonna start editing. My feet are hurt. I've been walking for too long. Hooray! I'm gonna sit down the second I press this button. Woohoo!